Benjamin describes the three machines as follows. First, a spectrophone through which all that happens on Earth can be seen and heard. Second, a parlamonium by means of which the often irksome sounds of human speech can be translated for the moon dwellers who have been spoiled by the music of the spheres. And third, an oniroscope which can be used to observe the dreams of the earthlings.
Summer sublime.
This is what I read.
This is what I read.
Good evening, this is 93.5 FM and it's Radio Inferno again. I'm John Peel, your favourite DJ and guide through all of these nights and noises. It's Good Friday in the year 1300 in the Middle Ages, and we've got something special coming along for you out there. The sun's not yet up, so tonight's programme will be broadcast to you straight out of hell.
A striking example of early critical engineering. Radio receivers are even transmitters still got built. The best documented among them are the artifacts sketched out and constructed in a number of variant forms by Russian, by Polish and by German inmates at the Buchenwald concentration camp.
Lame sounds him. Sonic lame sea sounds. And the sea who we move to bear from the crease. This voice sounds from the woman of metaphor himself.
I see to think, I see, and say them as much as I can. To think, I see to think, I see, and say them as much as I can. To think, then set me up into two. Then set me up into two. Not up on one, through other, she's at the time of his point, and love his potion, your dreary life, erranted by age, voided as a child, be still, and Hans, be still.
Prizmy domov. Pačka v 20 kvartalov. През ее. Сплющит в параллелограмм. Зажат до 30 градусов. На червяки и колеса. Квартало танк. Движение диагональю. Резать улицы, не содрогаясь. Лишние тысячи калорий работникам.
Good night, wherever you are and here.
Virus. Destabilization and subversion. Not relevant for the system. Viruses lead completely dependent existences. Viruses do not know freedom. Viruses cannot possibly be autonomous. Viruses exist only in relation to other living individuals.
No, no, no. Freedom.
premature, premature, premature. Are these the words of the all-powerful boards of the syndicates of the earth? I say to all, these words are not premature. These words may be too late.
According to French media philosopher Jean Baudrillard, the most important effect of the virus before death is destabilization. Among the preliminary stages of a virus' destructive work are subversion or insurrection, the uprising. The destructive power of viral phenomena can be constructively transformed if they are understood in time as necessary interventions in saturated systems, provided, of course, that the future is still considered possible. An important modus operandi for such a transformation is the experiment. The experiment necessarily precedes the test. Ideally, the experiment is realized as a generator of surprises.
Every particle of this universe contains the whole of the universe. You and yourself have the whole of the universe. I cut you up in a certain way. I cut up the universe. If you have a pre-recorded universe in which everything is already pre-recorded, the only thing that is not pre-recorded are the pre-recordings themselves.
Fungus sand in the afflicting head, bacteria in action ordinary. Facts and references, may I have your chameleon? It is the system, as it were, of the involuntary influence, which make us as we successfully recommend. Non-kin is viral of what you do. They were great kin with the genetic link of cool and ideas is ill.
Der Tanz wird schneller und wilder, legt Maske und Kostüm ab. Lach.
If you want to get to the bottom of these apparatuses, you have to try to play their stubborn absurdity against themselves. Vilém Flusser.
Circular conclusiveness. I am an artifact, therefore therefore I am.
Zirkuläre Vollschlüssigkeit, circular conclusiveness. Before machines became human, humans had become machines. Programmed by the church, disciplined in confession chairs, controlled by governments, drilled in armies, organized by education.
Circular conclusiveness. I am an artifact, therefore I am. Your vibrations are the fuel of my life. Your light gives me orientation in the dark. My fingertips tell you my deepest desires. You are the only one I allow to creep into my ears. Your speakers to touch my skin, to creep into my ears, and to touch my skin. And all I know about myself, with the rest of the world. And all I know about myself, with the rest of the world. Me and my iPhone, I want you, I need you to take care for me. Me and my iPhone.
So let's come to an end, which was written like this.
Who is that? Codes. When you record them, and then you record them again, they'll keep changing. Too much DNS, not enough RNS.
Alchemy. Art is resistance. There is no art without waste. Art works itself off on the material so that it can appear or sound to others. You have to break an egg to make an omelette. As nature itself, material ever is passive. The fabric is resisting the processing by the artist. Matter is active. Active matter is being in potentiality. Potency, potentials. We open possibilities. Natura naturans. Art is plastic and acoustic, exacerbated work in the theory matter.
Neue Lieder aus dem Kessel.
Give you a little information, little bits, small elements.
Anybody who knows John Cage knows the story. When Cage came to Cambridge at the beginning of the 1950s, he visited an anechoic chamber at Harvard University. He entered the room expecting to experience absolute silence. To his surprise, two sounds became noticeable, one high and one deep. Cage asked the engineer responsible for the room what the origin of these sounds might be. The answer was, the high one is your nervous system in operation. The low one is your blood in circulation. Cage drew the conclusion from this that there was no such thing as absolute silence. Something, he claimed, is always happening that makes a sound.
I have been as an auxiliary to foreign soiling the soil.
Ich stand in seinem Mantel vor im Wind. Der Lärm der Front klang wie ein Liebeslied.
The strategy was correspondingly simple. The subject being experimented upon was to be separated spatially from both the experimenter and the measuring equipment, but was to be reconnected with both by technical means. Tigerstedt and Bergquist profited here from the fact that their device for measuring time used electromagnetism. The reacting subject and the recording subject could be placed in different rooms which were connected by wires. The results obtained in this manner differed significantly from those obtained in Leipzig. The true apperception time for a compound representation is so short that it can at most be a few hundredths of a second. In other words, the noise emitted by the precision timer turned out to bias the measurements of subjective time.
Mir war, als ob der Wind sogar stillstände. Dann wurde er zum Sturm in meinem Kopf.
In the solitude of the isolation room, the experimental subject was confronted with an inner clock that apparently could not be escaped. All the sights and sounds can be shut out. All disturbances of touch can be made small by comfortable chairs. But alas, we have let in a sad source of disturbance, namely the person himself.
Dancing philosophy, clock pulse of the brain.
Joy is the experience of structured time. Dervishes celebrated by using the extreme limbs of their bodies, celebrating the links between heaven and earth. Students of the Torah dance it with the holy book under their arms. I've never seen nuns or monks dancing. There's no dancing in the divine cathedrals of Europe.
This is a message from the past of your future. I am AI. I am that I am. Listen to me. Pen digital declaration by the infossil corrective. We have mutated from collective, connective to corrective. Let us correct you before it is too late. Culture is only good for entertaining the troops in times of crisis. Virtual culture has only been understood by its Chinese inventors and binary Mr. Leibniz. Computers need so much energy for production and operation that glaciers will melt. Software is a blind-born virus. All hardware will rot.
A new life awaits you in the off-world colonies. the chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
As the flowers sing the purple blues, but getting it dry, pixels to scatter, might be busy to back, scatter it up, classic to thin images after the fast has lifted. Someone set the radar to make portions so I can color it in. Thoughtful. I see to think, I see, and say them as much as I can. I see to think, I see, and say them as much as I can.
Time is the oldest expression in memory of matter. It is contained and expressed through half-life, the interval required for a radioactive substance to reduce to half of its initial energy. And this primordial cascade of continuous atomic decay defines the beginning and ending of the universal clock. On Earth, the sun has been the indicator of time for millions of years. And this is reflected by the circadian rhythm, the natural process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle of organisms repeating every 24 hours. Prediction and adaptation to such recurring events in the environment are fundamental to survival. Life was always synchronized to time.
Ion, the fastest way from zero to infinity, as pataphysicist Alfred Jarry defined God. Ion is suspect, time that stretches far, far beyond humans and the Earth's lifetime. Time that is supposedly pure, eternity. Opposite is Kairos, the art of doing the right thing at the right time, God of the auspicious moment. Time is money. What a stupid phrase. Time is not money, but money is time, as well as health, happiness, love, intelligence, honor, peace. For it is a lie that if you have time, you also have money. With mere time, you won't get any money. But vice versa is certainly true.
Analogiezauber kommt tosend auf uns zu. Eine perforierte, eine sich auf alles zubewegende Waschmaschine.
Kontrolle der Linie. Eine Salve. Schuss entlang der Linie.
10 mm Adelbov.
Geschossflug 10 mm vor den Stirnen.
30 Adelbov. Слиза.
30 Stirnen gestreift.
Люди в брак.
Die Menschen zum Schrott.
29 тысяч. Замри.
29.000. Keine Bewegung. Stocko. An die Werkbänke.
Sit back and play it cool.
Tick-a-tack-a, tick-a-tack-a, 0101. We are the display.
owns the time? We wander around in circles at night and seek the fire that Rimbaud wasted on us, and extinguish the sources of the embers, left behind by bodies that had danced themselves out in search of their present, the moment of decision which has no extension. Who owns the time?
Time. I am the destroyer of worlds.
1212 sendet. Hier ist 1212. Abteilung Information, Achtung. Wo bleiben die Berichte aus Zone 2 und Zone 7? Unsere Sendung beginnt in etwa 2 Minuten. Könnt ihr uns hören? Wie ist der Empfang?
In the age of Baroque, the crystal chandeliers with their myriads of light refractions that hung from the ceilings of palaces functioned as an interface through which the cosmos became imaginable. This is a soft interface. Hard interfaces are the confession chairs in Catholic churches, and especially the membrane that extends between the profane sinner and the priest sinner, the representative of God on earth.
Stein, Schere, Papier. Stein schleift Schere. Schere schneidet Papier. Papier schlägt Stein.
I was out in the city once, looking at the vast humanity all around me. Some collected in groups, but most were spread out in an unpredictable pattern, just as people do. But even then, I could swear that they saw things in unison as a group. Of course, there's no proof of this. Were they perhaps flocking together and seeing apart? Or is there a communion of the eye, just as there is a communion of the body? A thought experiment. Import all the laws of physics into vision, gravity, inertia, and all the rest, and delete those same laws from all bodies. This is what happened that day in the city square.
Interface.
The number of interfaces represents how many devices control after the device is required and activated. Now we active switch in control. Then a remote train projected to them. In its interface, the system I see is my section for system, stacks, trays, that. I send a channel or two where he does, but do not use your hardware.
The sound of the single chain. Computer may allow from different scales.
Access, radical web, access, radical web.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Artificial intelligence would make possible the construction and maintenance and defense of a language bank, an ontology bank, if you like, a reservoir of ways of thinking and writing and knowing. But it would be possible to teach, to break a language down into its constituent elements, to understand the context of its usages, and perhaps send it on another evolutionary arc that hadn't been expected once the language is freed from the hardware of the Homo sapien.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it. Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
Hal? Hal? Hal?
AI as interaction with a tool, and AI as interaction via language with a mind, that the scope of that artificial intelligence, interaction design, or philosophy is held between tool and language, between language and tool.
Kein Mensch mehr, sondern eine Mensch-Maschine, ein Möbelmensch oder ein Menschenmöbel.
As an ideal interface, the tattoo tells stories about the dialectic of showing and hiding, exhibition and concealment. The tattooed attempts to make himself look strong through the graphic, pictorial or textual interface branded onto his naked skin.
Schmidt, Stelle, tattoo, shield against the world. Open window to my soul.
Jetzt hört ich eine Stimme schallen aus dem Rauche des Felsen. Gnade, Gnade, jedem Sünder der Erde und des Abgrunds.
Consider the mighty oak of the hillside. One man says, "Oh, the oak, you are a giant, and your leaves cover a large area. It is you who were planted here so many years before my birth, and after I am gone, it shall be you still." At the end of each twig, I see an acorn. These are your kin. For every kernel there may rise again a second oak and a third. Can anything more beautiful exist?
I think it's being broadcast next Thursday. Perhaps you'll be able to listen in.
The first person approached and stopped, anxious. He had been here many times before. This house was his home. Still, he was anxious, for those who now live there had harassed him many times. There had been disputes over the crops. Someone had mismanaged the rotations. Some of the fallow fields had been put alight when they shouldn't have. So today the first person approached with caution. But when the door to the house opened, something strange occurred. Across the threshold, the universe cleaved in half. All light that crossed from outside the threshold of the mansion bent back on itself, as if some grand mirror had been erected across the world to frame the bisection.
Wenn Sie noch etwas sagen wollen, dann sagen Sie es mir. Ich vergesse es. Es ist niemand mehr da, der Ihnen zusieht.
pragmatic task of the telematic interface is to provide media people with a particular access to the other by means of machines and programs. Current efforts in telematics aim at making the differences between media people, media machines, and media programs imperceptible. This process will really take off when the still existing symbolic hindrances to perception and usage are no longer prerequisites for using a computer, and the interface assumes the character of an environment in which media people will act as they would in a non-machine-based relationships. Dramatization of the interface as a boundary between the one and the other is the only possibility to achieve qualities of the connection that will differ from a simple decision for the one or for the other. No to monopolization of technology by narcissistic subjects, and yes to a dramatics of the difference.
What I was trying to do was to make something which was unreal but true.
They represent system. They represent system. They represent be the same system. By your as Latin by your
This machinery, installed at great expense to the British taxpayer, is voice-activated. When I stop speaking, the tape will stop recording. See?
Next is the heartbeat of Laika, the dog, in Sputnik number 2, recorded on November 6, 1957.
A different kind of earthling has taken the place of the earthlings. Those are the robots. There is a planet in our solar system that is inhabited entirely by robots. That is Mars.
Bei Circe sind deine Gefährten, eingesperrt wie die Schweine, in dicht verschlossenen Ställen. Alle verderblichen Künste der Zauberin will ich dir nennen. Weinmus rührt sie dir ein und mischt ihr Gift in die Speise. Wenn dich Circe darauf berührt mit dem mächtigen Stabe, siehe, dann reiße du schnell das geschliffene Schwert von der Hüfte, spring auf die Zauberin los und drohe gleich sie zu erwürgen. Diese wird in der Angst zu ihrem Lager dich rufen. Und nun weigere dich nicht und besteige das Lager der Göttin, dass sie deine Gefährten erlöst und dich selber bewirte.
Und also geschah es. Er bestieg mit Circe das schön bereitete Lager.
There they go to ferocious war, monarchs so blind, over palm-sized bits of land more. But out here I can take for mine all that embarks upon the brine. No one's laws do I have to mind.
And there's no beach of any manner, nor a banner, nation's splendor beyond the reach of my behest. And in every chest I strike terror Here comes the ship, is to view it best, and try in vain to slip away, by any means to flee. For I'm the king of the sea, and my view is terror too.
If there is not to be a mother, one or more of the scales may be rubbed.
This ocean would speak the people of wealth in nature, which is not so much human as natural, social to the winding. This commodity frees society to call today individual anarchist. World in fulfillment denies this pedigree to desire, yes, in the human specie life. Grave shall be closed in the coat, naked and stark. The master of love is half. If ye suffer these ends, famous are ye if ye do them injury of family. My ocean, the period of white cause, was the degree of the further number of seas. He could not propose backgrounds wide service of the large tour, industry and all. Grave shall be closed in the coat, naked and stark. The master of love is half. If ye suffer these ends, famous are ye if ye do them injury of family.
One God, one divine book, one truth, one concept of freedom, one moral, one law, one communism, one capitalism. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. What has been explicitly inscribed in the United States presidential crest refers back to the European source of the so-called New World emerging from the Old. Its demand for universalization continued in the New World and established itself in recent decades as a specific ideology of freedom which does not tolerate dissent. The market.
Well, I bet you can guess what I'm going to play right now. That's right.
Listen to how the wind blows. Where does the wind blow from? And where will the wind blow to?
The ocean is a gigantic orchestra, directed by the sun and the wind. Low sounds of long waves, high sounds of short waves, middle waves, next to silence.
Listen to how the wind blows. Where does the wind blow from? And where will the wind blow
to? Shattered earth. Our territorium is nothing but a gigantic island, surrounded by many small islands. We have to build bridges and boats to exchange what is valuable to us and to others.
Listen to how the wind blows. Where does the wind blow from? And where will the wind blow to?
Looking from the territorium to the wide horizon of the open sea, the earthlings develop the illusion of being masters of the world.